What is going on, guys? MMA Island team, we got the fight picks, and we are here with UFC Vegas 13. We get a fight that there was a lot of weird stuff going on leading up to this fight. I think it was canceled and then rebooked. I think Lopez's opponent actually fell out. So the fight that we're going to see for the first fight on the card is Gustavo Lopez coming back from his fight against Merab Dvalishvili. Kind of hard to get your UFC debut against Merab Dvalishvili. And he takes on the UFC, I guess, returner, Anthony Birchak. So it's going to be a very interesting fight, and I'll pass it on to Zach to start us off.
This is a very interesting fight. And Gustavo Lopez, when they say thrown to the wolves, this is kind of as accurate of a description as you can get. This man was fed Merab Dvalishvili in his UFC debut. Now, to be fair, this was on short notice, but he actually broke a record. Most times getting taken down in a UFC bantamweight contest. I believe 13 times. But that's what Merab does to everyone except for John Dodson. But, I mean, that's not really an accurate representation on how good Gustavo Lopez actually is. He's actually a very solid fighter. But what worries me a little bit about Lopez is he's had some durability problems in the past. If I remember correctly, there were some points on the fight where Merab actually had Lopez a bit wobbled. I'm not sure, but I know from watching his past tape that, he has been knocked out twice before. He does have those problems, and he's taking on actually someone who's UFC proven in Anthony Birchak. Now, I know he's taking this fight on short notice, and these guys don't usually do well, but he's riding a three-fight finish streak.
First round.
Yeah, three-fight first-round finish streak. Now, not against the best competition, to be fair, but Birchak has been in there with some very solid guys. He has a win over bantamweight title challenger Joe Soto. He's been in there with Thomas Almeida, but we all know how that fight went. He's been in there with Ryan Benoit, and he went after the UFC. He left off a win, and he went to go fight in Ryzen, where he did not do very well. And coincidentally, Birchak went to Combate, which was Gustavo Lopez's old promotion, and he did very, very well there. Now, Birchak is very solid, well-rounded, just like Gustavo Lopez is. This fight is not really one that you can get a super good read on. That's just how I say it. I would not bet this fight because you really don't know really what's going to happen with this until it gets into the cage. But I think that Birchak's striking is a bit better. I think that the slight durability problems that we've seen out of Lopez, and also I want to see this fight go to the ground. They both have a lot of submissions on their resume. Right now, I think I would favor Birchak, but, on the ground, but he has the disadvantages of coming in on short notice. So I don't know. This is a really tough one to pick, but I'm going to go with Anthony Birchak for this one based off the experience factor. I think he's a bit better in the striking department, a bit better on the ground. So yeah, I'm going to go with Anthony Birchak. I would not bet this fight. Stay away from this fight. Do not bet it.
Yeah, so you make a good point there. We're talking about staying away from this. It's a pick 'em on the betting odds, and I have to agree with it. This fight looks very, very close on paper. All right, so we had to take a quick break there. Some huge news on Headline Island. Darren Till out of his fight, and now Jack Hermanson is set to face Kevin Holland. Insane. I tried to talk about it as I was posting it on Headline Island, but hey, I got to post it on Headline Island. So, yeah, just to finish off what we're talking about with Gustavo Lopez and Anthony Birchak. Anthony Birchak coming back into the UFC with 3 straight first-round finishes. And you look at the fights before that, 2 split decision losses. You never really know. I haven't watched the fight, obviously, but those split decision losses tend to start fires in guys after having those split decision losses over and over and over again. Shout out Bobby Green.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's having that sort of determination to finish fights, and he's done it in 3 straight first rounds, and we've seen this guy go 3 rounds and get finishes, go 3 rounds and win the fight. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to be going with Anthony Birchak as well. I don't think that you should take too much stock into Gustavo Lopez's fight with Merab Dvalishvili. When you're looking at a guy who was, as you mentioned, taken down the most times out of any bantamweight ever, that's something that I think you should take into play a little bit more towards Merab Dvalishvili compared to Gustavo Lopez. But at the same point in time, it's also Gustavo Lopez on the record as well. So take a little bit of stock into it. I think we'll probably see a little bit of ground game. Both of these guys kind of excel in the ground game. Anthony Birchak being submitted twice, albeit a little bit earlier in his career. And also one of them was his UFC debut, and it was a heel hook. So heel hooks can just happen. Doesn't crazily mean that you're the worst on the ground. primarily his decisions come via this submission. So I don't know, man. Gonna go with Birchak. I agree with you on this one. Don't touch this one betting. I think if you're going to bet on this one, I think maybe bet like it doesn't go the distance or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, don't touch this one. This is not a really high confidence pick because we haven't really seen too much out of both of these guys to make a really telling pick. So yeah, that's who we got for this one. We want to know who you guys got. If you guys got Gustavo Lopez, you're definitely not crazy. It's a very close fight as we've mentioned. So make sure you guys just let us know who you guys got. I hope you guys are liking these late little videos. Anytime there's these like quick fill-in fights, we're gonna try and get these videos out sooner and quicker and faster and more on time and all that stuff. So you guys will see us next week 100%. Make sure you guys let us know what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the other Fight Pick videos.